So guys, today back for a video on the channel. Today we're here after the Newcastle United vs Luton preview, a massive one at St James's Park. First game in about 3 weeks for Newcastle at St James's. It's been a while. We're on some good form at the minute. Luton are on some good form at the minute. It's going to be a good game at St James's. Obviously we all know what happened last time we played them, but can Newcastle United do it? 3 wins in a row? Obviously we've been in bad form around the Christmas time. If we can get it up and running now, it could be looking good. But if you could leave a like, boys, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into the video now. Luton at home, and we'll start off by looking at Luton. Before I do about the preview, Newcastle United tweeted today on Wednesday, any fan who's attending the match can get free travel. Literally, all you got to do is at the gate or on the bus or whatever public transport you're going to use to go into Newcastle, all you got to do is show your ticket. Simply, I know you're not backers, lads, but there's my ticket there on my phone. All I've got to do is show that to whoever on the metro and get up a tune, and then I get on for now. It's a nice thing that they're doing. Obviously it works for any public transport. 3 hours before the game, so obviously you can't just go to town early in the morning if you're like 1 and 2. It'll only work 3 hours before kick-off and after. But great for the fans, great for everyone. But that is just quick news that if anyone's going to the game, you can literally go fun out. Right then, Luton Town, good club. So happy that they're doing well, because I think everyone would have been the stadium's shit. They're not a Premier League club, and I tell you what, Rob Edwards is doing a fantastic job at Luton Town. The fact that last night Newcastle had a good night beating Villa, they beat Brighton, who are in Europe, who topped their group 4-0. 4-0. And in the last 8, only losing 1 against Chelsea, which was a 3-2. Obviously they were 3-0 down. Brought it back to 3-2 wasn't enough. But beating Newcastle, then beating Sheffield United away, getting beat to Chelsea, then beating Bolton in the Cup, a draw at Burnley, then beating Bolton in the replay, beating Everton in the FA Cup, and then beating Brighton. Looking at the table, they're out of the relegation zone only by a point, but 5 wins so far in this stage of the season. January of going into February is brilliant, absolutely outstanding. Sheffield United only with 2, Burnley with 3, and obviously Everton's point deduction, they're above them, so they're going to come here and 100% want to win. 100%. They have got a good core and a good team, and I think Rob Edwards has done an absolutely fantastic job. Obviously I think he was at Watford, obviously he got the sack and he went to Luton, and he's transformed that team, and it's one of them managers where they're doing so well. And it's a bit like Eddie Howe, where like if they do start to dip down and like say, for example, if they do get relegated and have a shit season, does he get sacked? Do they stick by him because of what he's done for the football club? It's like that with Newcastle. If we keep doing shit, do you get rid of Eddie Howe? Do you bring someone in? He's that type of manager and that type of man who's gonna give you so much. And obviously with the situation with Tom Lockyer, which was always hard to say, one as a football fan, but two especially for a Luton fan, and especially Rob Edwards, he's reacted massively. And that happened the week before. He came to Kenilworth Road and smashed us 1-0. And when I mean they smashed them, they absolutely battered them. We didn't deserve to win that game whatsoever. It was a spiteful, really poor performance. But they've got some players. Arubayo, their striker, got a hat-trick last night. 8 goals already this season. People on about Isaac, he's got 10. He's got 8. You know what I mean? People need to acknowledge that. Ross Bartley's another one. Always got quality dressing through me. He always has. Anyway, he's played. If it was at Chelsea, if it was at Luton, Everton, he went to Nice, didn't he? But he's a very good player. Doherty, I think their left wing back, 5 assists this season. He looks really good as well, not just because he's getting assists. He works that line like it's his, and he is a very good player. Sambi Lokonga on loan from Arsenal. They've got a good team and they've got a good core, and that's what gets you through the league. It reminds you a bit of when Huddersfield first came up. They signed players who came from big teams. Like I think it was Congolo from AS Monaco, and and they had that core together, and it just got them through to stay up. Luton Town have showed everything and more that they can stay up. They're still in the cup. They're still in the FA Cup, not in the relegation zone. If they can keep it going, then it will be massive. But what's probably let them down this season is probably their away form. Don't get us wrong, they've won a couple of games away. I think, well, obviously Sheffield United won away, but there's games there where like they do struggle away from home. But I don't know. It's they were very good, in my opinion, for the level that they're at and the players that they've got. They are a good team, and they will cause problems for Newcastle. They like to sit hard. I mean, they like to sit back, play on the counter. But that's it for Luton. Let's speak about the Mags. Right then, Newcastle going into this game against Luton. Obviously, we all know what happened just before Christmas against Luton away. It was probably one of the worst performances we've had in a very, very long time. Yes, we've lost games this season to good teams where they've done well. Luton didn't really... They deserved to win, absolutely, but they weren't absolutely magnificent in the fact that they battered where they've done the basics right, and they got what done for the setting balls, with aerial duels. We just didn't have that whatsoever against them. I don't know why. Then obviously Eddie Howe made that substitution where he brought off Lewis Miley in the first half, which was such a shame, but he's well enough to understand that it was Eddie Howe just thought it was a bit too physical for him. I think at St James's it'll be a bit more on our side. I think Luton will like to sit back. I think it will be a struggle for them coming to St James's. Obviously, I remember last time when they came to St James's, I think they were in League One or something, and it was a FA Cup 17-18 season where we beat them 3-1. Shelby and was the Perez on the double. Anywho, I think for the form Newcastle are in, it's really good to continue where we left off. It'd be sickening knowing that the fact we went to Villa Park and beat them, and say if we went to St James's and then got beat to Luton, it would just hide that Villa away a win. And later on in the season you'd think, oh well, you'd get beat at Villa and then beat Luton, but it was the other way round. I think it's so important to make other results like that against Villa by winning your games against Luton, and then we've got Forest the week after. It's important to win your lower league teams in the games where you should win and have to win to make the other results look good, and that's what I think happened last season. We got points there and then we picked up draws against the smaller teams in the league, but against the bigger teams you got them wins, which made them wins look even bigger and better and more important to us. You never know, that beating Villa could be the change, could be the difference, could be the drive that we've got. I don't want to speak too much about the injuries because one, I don't know yet, but there was no exact date guaranteed for when for this Luton game before the Villa game. Nothing about Barnes, Wilson. Wilson was doubtful for the Villa game, and then obviously we didn't need him. Obviously I think we might need him now if Isaac is injured, but let's hope not. Harvey Barnes should be back. We've seen Eddie Anderson back in training, Joe Willock's back, Willock coming back, Matt Targett's doing well. Players are starting to come back, and it will feel, honestly, Harvey Barnes will feel like a new signing coming off the bench, or glad of it, he'll start him straight away. But if we keep these players coming back and get this good form going and actually have a good bench and give it a good go, in my head I've always thought this season was written off, but a game like that versus Villa can change things. And obviously this game against Luton, where we should win, we probably have to win, and you never know. You never know. We've only got the FA Cup now. If we're focused on both of them, obviously we've got a bigger squad last season than we did I mean this season rather than last season. Let's just go for it, boys. Let's just go for it. Big one against Luton at St James's. If I've got to give a prediction, as I always do, we should win. I'm going to go for what happened against Luton at St James's back in the 17-18 season in the FA Cup. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for the Toon. I want to say like obviously Shaw scored. I want to have a Botman goal. Obviously scored against Liverpool, but it didn't really matter. I want a Botman goal to celebrate at St James's. But that'll be the end of the video, boys. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It would mean a lot if you could do so. Villa, good result against Villa. Time to make it 3 wins in a row. Vlog will be up like normal on Saturday. Might do a player ratings, we'll have to wait and see. Let's get into our boys. Make sure to watch the Predator tomorrow, and I'll see you all in the next one. Away the lads.